is 13 hours 33 in Guyana and right across the Eastern Caribbean. And you're listening to us on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 FM in Demerara and Essequibo 99.5 FM in Berbice. Online at KaieteurNewsOnline.com via our Facebook page and the YouTube page Kaieteur Radio. And for quicker access, download the MyTuner app or the Radio Garden app and simply select Kaieteur Radio. It's a brand new week. It is the 10th day of August. And I want to welcome you down to Wake Up Guyana. Of course, right here on the radio, it's a difference. And joining us on Wake Up Guyana this afternoon is no other than senior journalist Leonard Gildarie and his co-host, Miss Singh. Gentlemen, lady, a pleasant good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon, dear. It seems to be everybody's very enthusiastic today. So I want to say, first of all, a good day to my good co-host, dear Danielle Singh. How are you doing, Danielle?
I'm good. I heard you were on a weekend getaway.
No,
This
I wish I could say that. When you say the word getaway, you're going to talk about vacation there. Maybe people don't go on vacation. What they go is something that is other than a getaway. It is something that they go, maybe just take a little time out. And vacation, you can never turn off your phone. You can never stop checking emails or your WhatsApp or Messenger. So it is what you do. It is in the system. And it is the career. It's one of the burdens. Well, I wouldn't say burden. I would say it's one of the things that comes along with this meaty business. But I want to say a good day, Danielle, to all our wonderful people across the Caribbean here, across Guyana, of course. Mike Coney, how are you guys doing? Berbice. Of course, Demerara and Essequibo, wherever you join us from, a good day to you. It's a beautiful week. I don't care whether the rain is falling. I want you guys to know that a new day has dawned. There's air that we breathe in, and as long as we breathe in, there's hope. And that is my message to the wonderful people of Guyana. So if you're joining us from overseas, wherever you're joining us from, I want to hear from you guys today. There are many things to talk about, and we're going to get right down to it in a very short while. But however, I want to say right away, I came into the office and I was about to the studio and I was about to make an about turn Danielle. That is because I thought I was in the wrong place. And why was I in the wrong place? I saw Raj or somebody looking like Raj, and then I realized Raj did a extreme makeover on his face there. I don't know where he went, but he's gonna have to have a conversation with us a little later.
Because when I came in, I was like, "Who is that? I've never seen that person before." And then I realized it was Raj. So Raj, you're looking good.
So Raj is imported from India.
We imported Raj?
Yes, we imported Raj. And Raj came here, and Raj is like, I think he's more Guyanese than I am. He's eating all the food, he's drinking whatever it is that they're drinking here. And so that's a good thing. But it's a brand new day. It is August. What day is this?
It is August 10th.
Very good.
What is up with you today?
No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, it's August the 10th, Monday, August the 10th, 2020. And guess what? It's the 9th according to my count. And I hope that the count is right. This is not GCOM count. This is our count here. It's day 9 since the swearing in.
Yeah.
And what has the new government, been doing? We want to talk a little about that. We want to talk a little about assistance for the people of Guyana for COVID. We want to talk about Jackie Jacks. And in a very short while, I have a surprise for you. The wonderful people of Guyana shouldn't be talking with it because Danielle is looking at me very upset that I would actually bust the bag, but that's what I do. We in the media business, and we tell the stories. So we're going to come back with those surprises in a very short while. I have 2 surprises, Danielle. 2 surprises. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 8 surprises. 8 surprises. Would you imagine? It's Monday, August the 10th. So let's talk about a couple of things. There was that big swearing in on Saturday. I wanted to do a show that day, but I had to come back and do some work in the office. And so the people wanted to kick back, not listen to Gildarie ranting on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so we said, let us sit down, digest what would have happened on Saturday there at the Culture Center. There was a good turnout. I was a little worried there about COVID-19 measures. But be that as it may, it was a day eventful. Jackie Jacks In
She
addition
stole
to
the
the
show.
speech, in addition to the speech of the president, Irfan Ali, Jackie Jacks would have stole the show. Who didn't know her before would have probably right away start Googling. Think probably other than the president, probably they're Googling Jackie Jacks to find out who is this girl. Came on the stage at the National Conference Center with a golden gong, and they were tears in people's eyes. They were extremely moved by the song, which has really struck a chord, literally, in the people of Guyana. And if you're a patriot, says yes, I'm recommitting myself. So we want to tell you about that. If you did not see it, if you want to, you should see that on Facebook. You can see it on Kaieteur Radio there, on Facebook as well as YouTube. Kaieteur News live stream can be able to pull in the live swearing ceremony being carried there. Of course, today, another big news is that we hearing that the former or the director of sports, Christopher Jones, has been fired. He was a political appointee. He would have been leading the forefront on many of the. He was on television. He was on social media platform, campaigning heavily, leading the fight, leading the way for the coalition. When they came in, when the People's Progressive Party Civic under Dr. Irfan Ali, after he was sworn in, Christopher Jones was still in his office. You understand today. Christopher Jones, who was with Cheryl Duncan on that platform, that social
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
platform, was given his letter. You know what is strange about this case as we develop in it? He would have been given his letter, or he would have signed a contract after the elections on March the 2nd. I mean, you don't know whether your government would have lost, but you signed a letter, a
Yeah.
contract stating that you have renewed it and you're a political appointee. How does that happen? So we would want to hear from you guys on your thoughts on that when we open the lines. And of course, send us your texts, your messages to 6222222. We want to hear your thoughts on today, COVID-19. We want to hear what is the government's priority, do you think, that we should go. Of course, there's a new director of sports. It would have been that guy who would have been around for Linden's football over the years, promoting it like crazy. Kashif Mohammed, I think it is.
Yes.
From the Kashif and Shanghai tournament, you remember, was a big thing back in his days. It died for a couple of years. Now he's back, director of sports. Let us see football and among other things. We really like it to be pushed. For a long time, I think the last couple of years, we've really been in the doldrums. I want to see our boxers, our cricketers. Of course, with COVID-19, we got to be very careful. But let us start, pushing. There's a lot of enthusiastic sportsmen and women here who want a chance, and they want to be showcased. Let us find the money for it somehow. Maybe from our oil, we could get some sponsorship for these people. They are our ambassadors, and we're very proud of them, Danielle. Um, and of course, we want to talk to you about something which has been brewing for a couple of months. It raised its head last week and then would have escalated near the weekend, and that is the so-called pyramid Ponzi schemes. And there's some major developments with that I would want to talk to you about. So let us see. Let's get right down into it. We go to the front page of Kaieteur News, and this would have been for August the 9th, 2020. And of course, I want to say thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Guyana here, right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5. And of course, you could get us on Kaieteur Radio on Facebook or Kaieteur News live stream on YouTube. So wherever you are across this beautiful land of ours, all the business people, let's start thinking innovative ways of recovering where COVID-19 would have hit us very hard to the business sector. Let us see how you could come up with those ideas. Of course, to the people, have a heart or have heart in that there's hope. That let's see what President Irfan Ali is going to do. Give them, they've now gone in there. Let's see what happens. But they must know that there is a big need the victims, from the persons, from the COVID-19 victims, the vulnerables. I had a lady in by me this morning, and her house was burned. She's left with her grandchildren. Many other persons like her, many more. The sugar workers, they've been hard hit. Very little people would have taken the money that they've been paid off from Gaisuko, from the foreclosed sugar estates, right across Berbice and Demerara, and they would have put it into buying taxis and so on, and business wasn't running, so they're really taking a beating, and then we see with you. But let's go straight to the Kaieteur news. It was a big read on Sunday. Government seeks intellectual authors behind elections fiasco. President Ali announces review. This would have been coming from a speech that he made in the National Cultural Center's first address to the people of Guyana, and he would have said, this is something that should not be repeated, that the people should not be experiencing something like this, and that he wants to have a review. The government is going to have a review, and the persons who would have been responsible to be held accountable. So let us see how that develops, this review. Ill-prepared oil industry, 20 key areas government must address urgently. If it's a must read, because our oil, is very, very important, and we need to hear from the government. I know it's something that is engaging them. This is evident, of course, from urgence from the Kaieteur News on Sunday. They would have done a front page comment, the oil deal omissions of President Ali's inauguration address. A very clear message from Kaieteur News here. Yes, you're going in there for the first time, but we want to put you on notice also that, pay attention to these little areas. The oil is very, very important. Let's try to get it right. So the message is there, we put you on notice. Ali commits to being a president for all during historical inauguration. And there were many photos. I saw the helicopter, Danielle, behind. It was a for a very short time like that, they were able to put it out. Again, the only problem that I had was that there were so many people in the cultural center. I think they should have limited that. I was a little worried about that, but there was the whole joint services and the showcase with the 21 gun salute and so.
Yeah.
Somebody who's never witnessed it or didn't had an idea, it was different. I think the last time in 2015, it was the National Stadium where it was a big show there. I think there was some fireworks in which President David Granger would have had it. So it is something, the inauguration thing has become, in addition to the swearing-in, which happened the Sunday before, we had the inauguration on Saturday, and a lot of people would have wanted to hear from President Ali. What is it that you have planned for the people of Guyana? Because it's obvious, people don't swear you go to elections and then vote for you and expect you that you're going to be there. You don't exist
But
just like
remember,
that.
throughout the whole campaigning season, they would have gone out to, they would have went to all the various administrative regions, and they would have, say, hey, vote for us because this is what we're going to do. We're going to provide 50,000 jobs. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. So people would have gone out to vote knowing, or with the promise that the government, if elected, and we all know that they were elected, they're now going to do these things for us. So people didn't vote for them blindly. People they were promised certain things, so people wanted these things, and now that they are in power, the question is, are you going to fulfill the promises that you would have made to the people of Guyana?
Absolutely. So Caribbean model of government governance requires swift transition. Political appointees should resign immediately. There was a show on Friday night, room 592. Peter Wickham, I think it was Wesley Gibbons, as well as who was the other person that was there? Yes, Oren Gordon, media personnel, media consultant, and they would have made it very, very clear. When you have a new government in place, all political appointees, they must resign. It is the accepted thing he did. They did point out during that interview, during that room 592 on Friday, that it was, I think, Ralph Gonzalez of St. Lucia, the Prime Minister. He says whenever there's an election, he's been around for a little while. Ralph Gonzalez moves out everything from the state property that he has, all his maybe his laptop or whatever it is that he has, even a toothbrush out of his house. He doesn't leave anything, and if they win, he goes back in. Some people in Guyana would have gone ahead and signed contracts after,
Yeah.
as if and what this is while Guyana was planning to do a recount, or there were questions over the results of the elections. So, murdered Ruby woman was threatened day before. This is a sick case, a terrible case of a woman almost beheaded. Government to limit political overreach in oil industry with petroleum commission. Yes, this is something that is needed. We can't have the political government in itself overlooking it. It has to have this commission, which is going to look into how this whole thing is being run, and it's a regulator. So he's saying that it is something a priority for his government. U.S. 22.5 million announced for COVID to hit all households. And if you're now joining us, let me tell you clear, this is something you'd be very interested in. On Saturday, President Irfan Ali announced that they have secured financing. I think although he did not indicate where it came from, we learned that it was the Inter-America Development Bank, that they've gotten like about 21, 22 million US dollars, and this is going to go, this is like about $4.5 billion for assisting the COVID hit households. And so if you're vulnerable, I think there's going to be a mechanism that they're going to have something coming out to there as to whether it would be cash or kind. We don't know as yet. They would have to come out and tell us very, very clearly. There's not a headline, beware of Ponzi schemes in Guyana, regulator warns as hundreds reportedly lose millions of dollars. EU reminds President Ali of commitment to constitutional reform. And this is in the Sunday's edition. You come across to Monday's edition. Guyana, Suriname to bridge countries, establish working committees on local content, etc. And this is very important. You recall that President Santoki, newly sworn in President Santoki of Suriname, would have been here with his wife for the inauguration of President Ali. Two of them had or had several working meetings yesterday. They engaged the media in which it was announced that there is plan to move ahead with a bridge between Guyana and Suriname with regards to local content. Both countries have embarked in a big way on developing the oil and gas industries, and they're saying that we're going to work together on developing the local content. So this is something that's very, very good. Dr. Mangle says welcoming new colonization if it approves Payara. So this is something that we have to pay very close attention to. The approval for other areas of development within the concessions of the ExxonMobil. And of course, there's this big story, raised a lot of eyebrows here, Danielle. If I was to, if you were point me something, what would you say that I should be appointed to? I would like to hear. I'm looking for a job. I want to be a minister. Something in your head?
Minister of Vacation?
Yes, in
And time
fact,
off.
yes. In fact, I know that you were taking a pull at me there because I wanted to ask for some time off. I got to look after some medical stuff and so, and I needed to address somebody because here it is. I think recently, in the last couple of hours, it was Attorney General Anandal during an
Correct.
interview
Correct.
with one of the media. I think it's a state media. He says, "Look, I'm very, very worried about this, and this is very strange. There's some positions that we didn't even know exist. A minister, a director of parks. What is a director of parks?" And then it came out that Larry London, who was also the chairman, I think it was, of the airport authority. Is that the airport authority?
The Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, yes.
Yes. He has been getting $500,000 per month, plus a whole lot of benefit, driver's house.
All his utilities were paid by the state.
No, but I think
There-
if you get a position, yes, there's some things that come if it's a high level. But what exactly is that position? Do we know?
No, we weren't able to find it out. But you know what is even more alarming is that he was given this position, despite the fact that he rarely resided on the Attorney General made mention of this, that although he didn't name who the director of sport was, he mentioned that the person in the position, they were appointed and they were rarely ever in the country. So how can you act, or how can you be appointed if you're not living or residing in the country? I think that was one of the biggest things to come out so far. And then to receive $500,000 in salary every single month. I'd like to have a position like that. I mean, wouldn't you?
I don't know what to say here. Glenn, are you listening? If you're there, Mr. Glenn Lal, a good day to you, our publisher of Kaieteur News as well as major stakeholder in the radio here. I want to say good day to you, sir. I'm not looking for another job. I like what I'm doing. Could you put me back in the newsroom so I could give Danielle the radio she could look at? I think I've done my work for the elections. But let's go down. Transparency, robust policies will ensure a good life for citizens, not oil money. And this is Suriname president, and he's right. We have to, let's put our systems into place, and anything else that comes are going to be icing on the cake. Guyanese workers must not be treated as second-class citizens in their own country. I like these kind of talks when you're telling me that in my country that nobody could come in and feel as if they own it more than ourselves. Our locals must take priority. We're citizens of this country, and these are things, patriotism, and ownership of this country, so you could be able to open our mouth as stakeholders. If Lowenfield has an ounce of dignity, he will resign, and that is coming from a couple of people. So the couple of regional folks that was on radio there last week, on room 592, this has become Oren Gordon as well as Wesley Gibbons. They would have said that, I think it was Wickham would have made it very clear that Lowenfield should resign. Don't wait. If you have an ounce of dignity, resign. PPPC retains Carl Greenwich. This is something that I liked.
Yeah.
I saw it this morning, and I missed the news for a couple of hours yesterday, but when I saw this, you know, as a country, and I saw that Irfan Ali would have made it very, very clear that our borders or protection of our lands, it is something that is important. He says this issue here of dealing with that issue of our border, it has no place in politics. It has to do with we as Guyanese people backing each other to protect what is ours. And I like those kind of language. So when he would have crossed across the political divide and says, Carl Greenwich, you come here as a former foreign minister, somebody who's been around and who is very eloquent when they're talking about the protection of our people. Here it is that they're taking Carl Greenwich onto the thing, and I don't think there's any love lost there. Carl Greenwich would have been a critic of the People's Progressive Party, Civic, but here they're saying you have a lot of experience. Come on, I kind of like this. This is something that shows very, very clearly that somebody's thinking, and I would like to see other examples of this. This is something in our country we got to start pulling people in, not because you backed the party or you would have campaigned that you have been given a position. It has to do with your qualifications. It has to do with your knowledge, your experience.
Yeah.
Let us start thinking like that. Professionals, let us bring in, even if you need to bring in somebody from outside to be able to teach us about oil, let us start doing that, because at the end of the day, I think I did tell you, if you believe that education is expensive, try ignorance. Imagine we don't know and we're fumbling in the dark about this whole oil thing when we could hire somebody and save us from losing billions of dollars. We need to bring the experts, Anthony Paul and all of them. I'd like to wake up tomorrow morning and hear Anthony Paul is probably here, a couple of the others, the Paul, Tennessee, and a couple of them here. London, because we need our people, we need our experts, whichever countries you are. Maybe go to the Middle East where oil experts are, and just bring these people. Let us start teaching our people, teach 2-3 people to understudy them, or 10 persons, and then part of the requirements. PPPC retains Carl Greenwich until conclusion of Guyana and Venezuela border case. Car thief caught red-handed, beaten by residents. Stop stealing, don't go trouble the people, them property. Any thief gotta go to jail if they catch you. Why you going and destroy the people's car? You don't know if they owe the banks or anything, and you break into the car, you're trying to steal the people thing, you got to get trashioned for that. I have no bones to make about that. If I catch you stealing from me, and the police are not coming fast enough, you try to escape, something would happen. I mean, let's see. Exxon could have 10 FPSOs producing oil offshore in Guyana in 10 years. Rystad Energy. So what does this figures all mean if you're not getting a good deal? So let us keep it real, folks. Let us continue to agitate while we have a contract that is there. There are other ways that we could do it, and I think Dr. Fanali is the president of Guyana, and his team are very, very aware that the people of Guyana are agitating for us to get a better thing. But that is it. Let us go have some discussions. What do you know about pyramid scheme?
What do I know about pyramid schemes? So let's play it safe. I don't know anything about pyramid schemes.
All right, a couple of people last week. There was a story that had come to our attention, but we didn't know much about it. And then it came to our attention. A lot of people were complaining about losing monies.
Yeah.
And then it became very, very evident. There was a statement that was issued by the Consumers and Competitive, I think, Association. And they're making it very clear, beware of Ponzi and pyramid scheme. It had to be something that they would have received complaints from the people of Guyana. And guess what happened? We would have received, over this time here, some complaints as well. We did reach out to one of the principals, Mr. Yuri, of Accelerated Funds, and I think they would have been taking investment from people and giving out returns back again. And apparently, I think it's the Securities Council and the authorities would have issued, because when the Securities Council look into these things here, they pay attention to whether, have you received a license? Because when you take people's money for investment, it's almost you acting like a bank. There are regulators that look after that. If you bring in money, sending money out of the country, you automatically fall. And let's get this very, very clear. You fall under the anti-money laundering legislations, those very strict laws. If you go into the bank now, let me tell you, Danielle and folks, try opening an account and see the hoops that you got to jump in or jump through. It is really, really terrible. But these are the requirements for Guyana to continue to be part of the international banking system, the global banking system. We have to comply with the laws that govern all countries in the world. You have to submit documents. You have to submit. One of the big things is that if I'm doing business, I have to know my clients. I have to know about you. I have to be familiar with you, what you're doing. So I can't go and say, could you invest in my business, and I don't know anything.
Correct.
Where did you get your money from?
Correct.
So the banks would have required this. So here's the story. I did reach across to Mr. Yuri. He did indicate that he's willing to come. I understand through a third party that he doesn't speak English very well. He's a Cuban, and that he has a preference to do an interview with us for us to write in the newspaper, but he doesn't necessarily want to come on radio here now. As we speak right now, I understand that this matter here is becoming very serious now. It is probably in the hands of the police, I'm being told. I'm trying to get a confirmation of that. But we would like to hear, as a responsible newspaper, as a responsible radio, to hear from these principals. I'm making arrangements right now for another similar operations, which has raised some questions. So this is Forex trading. And I understand maybe as early as tomorrow we could get a gentleman, maybe on Zoom, to come tell us about these very good investments that they're saying that the people of Guyana come. The big questions, of course, would be compliance. Are you permitted? Are you licensed? And how is the money being moved from Guyana to overseas? You need to have a bank account here. If you want back your money, how do you get it back? Could you get it back? Is it insured? Does American people know about it? There's so many stories that does the bank again know about it. I understand it's only last week that the Accelerated would have put in or applied for permission to have this thing registered. So let us see how this goes here. I was trying to get to the Bank of Guyana Governor, Dr. Gobinganga. Can't make contact with him. I've left a message, so let's see what happens. But what we do know is about this time here is that the authorities, the competition commission, they would have issued a statement. Be very careful. We want to hear from Mr. Yuri, the accelerated fund on this issue here. We also would want to hear from the Forex people. What is if this thing is so good? Why is it not being advertised in the newspapers? Why is it not probably on the radio? Come on, let's talk about it. This is something that's really good. I think even the government should be very interested in investing in something that brings you 40, 50%, maybe 60% interest. I would like something like that to invest, and I think you too.
Of
Your
course.
salary, if you could get
Of
back,
course.
if you could put $40,000 and you getting back $20,000 in 2 weeks, just something fantastic. Let's see how it works. So, what we haven't so far is that this matter is on the attention of the authorities, and of course we would want to give open the airwaves on radio here for the folks on these initiatives, if I want to call it that, or these ventures, to come here and tell us about how they're operating, whether they're licensed, among other things, because it's the people want to know. I think you would get a lot of people to probably invest if it's something that is good, something that brings you such return. And where you invest in these money, we need a lot of information because nobody knows if this is something so good. Is America investing in these things here? Is it something that is only the people in the third world country like ours are investing in? Many questions are being asked here, but of course, we are going to continue to follow the story here as to where it's going to lead. I understand a lot of people are involved in it and are necessarily worried as to how the monies would have gone, how the monies would have been given. I understand there's a big operations there in the collagen area. And sir, if you're listening to us, maybe you could get your lawyers. We could probably have a chat about this. So I think there's two and three sides to every story.
Yes.
And again, this radio station and the newspaper want to hear from you guys about it. So over to you, Danielle. What do we have for the people again today? Do we have anything uplifting for them?
Oh, yes, of course we have something uplifting. I want to share a quote with the people of Guyana, wherever you are tuning in, whether you're streaming us live on the internet or you're listening to us via your radios at home or maybe even on the go. We want to say thanks so much for tuning in with us this afternoon here on Wake Up Guyana. Remember, it's a program for you, not us. It's all about you and things that are bothering you, your issues. What's affecting you in your communities, in your villages. Maybe even at work. We want to hear from you this afternoon. Before I share that quote, I want to share the numbers. You can give us a call on 226-7453. That number again, 226-7453. And you can give us a message, text message, or maybe even a WhatsApp message on 622-2222. The number again, 622-2222. All right, so now for today's quote. I know we're in the afternoon, but this one says, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." That quote again, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." Every day is another opportunity to do something even greater. Leonard, it's a new day. You're not going to do the same thing you did yesterday, are you?
No, you should get up every day and try to improve. In fact, every day, it depends. Some people say, "How do you look at the glass, half full or half empty?" Your perspective in life, generally, it's how you look at it every day. In the beginning, I wish that the knowledge that I have now, that I could have had it like 20 years back, I would have been able to do so much more. But
But
you learn as you go along.
yeah, but the thing about that though, if you knew then what you knew now, then you wouldn't have all the experiences, to make better choices. You wouldn't be the person you are today if you didn't go through what you went through, over the years. So for me, I wouldn't change anything about what would have happened. You learn to embrace everything that happened, and that's something that I like to live by. One of my favorite quotes is, grateful regardless. It's just two words. You're grateful regardless of what is happening. You're grateful for the rain. You're grateful for the sun. Whatever is happening, you're always grateful. And I think that we, the Guyanese people, are grateful that the long electoral impasse has come to an end. We can now move on as a country and focus on bigger things.
Well, let's see what happened there. So we want to go straight to the lines now in a, well, let me tell you, 62222. If you're fortunate to be with us today, we want eight families, and please be fair to us too. Please be fair to the people of Guyana. And this, I want to say thank you very much to the good folks of Game Express. I want to say thank you very much. A few weeks back, Mr. Henry Chase. Sorry if you're listening to us. A good day to you. We understand you had some setbacks with the fire at your Kingston facilities there. But I want to say good day to you. Of course, Ken Vincent of Food for the Poor. These are all people who've been doing tremendously well for people of Guyana. Whenever, very quietly in their own corner, they've been very quietly doing things for the people of Guyana. But we recognize you people, to all the hardworking staff as Game Express, to the people there at Chase Academy, and of course, Food for the Poor has been doing tremendous work for the people of Guyana. Mr. Ken Vincent, a gentleman, a good man. I want to say good day to you. You've been doing a lot of work. One of these days, we'd have to bring him here. Do you know Food for the Poor take inmates or people who would have been sentenced, and they take them, give them work. They'd even write to the prisons and have people get early release. They would even pay the fines and so on. They've been doing tremendous work, building homes for thousands of Guyanese every month, giving out hampers, giving out stuff, essential stuff to the people of Guyana, and they've been sitting there doing their work there, and it's all Food for the Poor. So these are things we got to give our credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Not only to the Food for the Poor, but of course to other places like uh, there's so many foundations that's been doing a lot of work very, very quietly. Good day to you guys. To the Guyana Pride Foundation, of which I'm part of. They've been doing. They've not been asking for any kind of take pictures. In fact, we don't take pictures. To stop taking pictures of the people, because people who need help, and there you are snapping pictures of the people. If you guys are doing it, let's try. I mean, the sponsors would want to know, but even trust you, they would know that you're doing this stuff very quietly, giving people what it is. So a good day to everybody. But let's come back. There's 8 families rather, that we want to say hello to, that we would want to say 6222222. If you are a family in need, we want to hear 8 family. Let us be fair. You got to really be in need. Text us, tell us a little bit your situation. You could either do it SMS or you could do it on the WhatsApp, and we would make the arrangement. Send us this situation, how it is. You got to really be in need. Let's give it to somebody who's really in need. Danielle, and we're going to take it from there. So we want those 8 persons, 8 families to benefit, and we want to give it to them as early as possible. So let's hear from you guys today. That is one, and in a very short while, I'm standing by for the other surprise. In the meantime, let's go straight to the lines. It is 2267453, or you could send the messages 6222222. A good day to all who've joined us on Wake Up Guyana. You should wake up, smell the coffee, and see what is good for this country. Start demanding. I stopped on the road through my street this morning. My road was fixed recently, a couple months back. Thank you very much to that Ministry of Public Works. And so I'm always on the lookout for anybody who damaged it, who is mixing cement on the road. And I saw an excavator on the road this morning. And I stopped and I took a picture and I said, how dare you? How dare you putting your excavator on my road when it's just been finished? And the guy says, sorry, but the wheels are not the, how you say it, not the metal wheels. They have the rubbers around it. So I didn't see that, but I said, be very careful. Could you put some wood there as you roll over it so we could have some more protection to the road? That is because I care. I care how our monies are being spent. I don't want you to destroy what belongs to me. Let us take ownership of this country. Let's start looking out. Anybody who block the road or who do anything crazy, you need to stop and tell them, do not do that. That is my money that you're abusing there. So let us be very, very clear. We got to start, being strong with our people and see how that goes from there. Over to you, Danielle.
All right, do we have a caller on the line? Caller, good afternoon. This is Wake Up Guyana.
Good afternoon,
Good
dear.
afternoon.
I tried to call for a long, long time.
Oh, you know,
Yes,
it
dear.
can be sometimes. A lot of persons are
Yeah,
trying to get through.
yeah, babe. I tried to tell you that my husband get accident, break his shoulder, and it's about 4 to 5 months. And I get a surgery on my back. I really need somebody can assist me. I have two grandchildren without a father.
Could we take this number off here? Look, could you do you have a phone that you could text us 6222222 your
No,
number?
son, no, I got a small blue phone.
And could that text
After,
us? Could you text us?
no,
You can't text at all.
No, I don't know to text. I only know to check for any money finish or if anybody call.
All right. Could we do anything to take it off here? We. All right.
I from West Coast, Metimenzag.
All right. Good. We're gonna try a way of getting the number off here to you. 1 second. Just hold on 1 minute, ma'am.
All right, son. Thank you very much.
1 second.
You're welcome.
Right.
Eh?
Right. We're taking the number off here. Uh, so let us let's take the number quickly off here. The lady's on the line. Thank you very much for that. On my
Oh, we lost our caller.
our apologies. If you're calling us, if you want to send us the messages if you need help. To 6222222. We need 8 families. So before we go back to the lines, I'm going to tell you that we have a little surprise in the house here today, and you're going to see who it is. So, in life, we have to be very proud of who we have. Whether you're an artist, whether you're an actor, whether you're a president who've done good things, whether you are just a humanitarian, whether you're Danielle Singh, we have to be very proud of the people who've done things, who have shaped our lives, who we see as role models. And so there is such a person in the house after I would have heard, yes, after I would have heard over the weekend somebody, and she brought tears to my eyes. And I said, you know what? I picked up the phone and I started making some calls. And then some people pointed me where I could get her. And I get her, and there was this very tentative voice. Yes, who's this? It wasn't tentative anymore. It was somebody who was very suspicious. So in the house today, if you're now joining us, I want to say welcome to our very own Jackie Jacks. How are you doing, my dear?
Oh, I'm overwhelmed. I wouldn't lie. Since this weekend, I have been the busiest person in Guyana.
Are you making money?
Lots.
Very good, and that's a good thing. Or this is something I would like to see this government here on the
Yes.
Dr. finale.
Yes.
We have true recognition for the artists of the artists of this land here, the people who would be pushing, whether it's a work of art, whether you're a singer, whether you're a songwriter. We need to have recognition, and they need
I agree.
those copyright laws and everything. Let's
agree.
try to put it. It has to be a priority.
I
We
agree.
need to protect our people.
It's being in the industry. I've been a singer since I was 18. I'm now 30. So I have a very
look
long
13.
portfolio.
Okay.
I have a very lengthy portfolio. I've opened for everybody like Lady Saw and Tanya Stevens. I went to Beijing, China last year to perform this song. Sang it at the University of Maryland. I sang it at the embassy in Washington, D.C. I've been singing for many years, and I seem to have run under a lot of radars because in my opinion, the music industry needs a lot of support. It's beat a pulse that could elevate, and it could become bigger with the support of the community. It's already a beating pulse. And I don't think, in my opinion, I think people could be educated more on the value of investing in a creative industry. Because when I look at Trinidad and I look at Jamaica, these people have tourism is basically sustained by music festivals. Reggae Sumfest is the biggest reggae show on the entire earth. And it attracts 150,000 people to Jamaica for one weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? And these are local acts that are going on stage.
Man, you're talking plenty. You're gonna be singing for us anyway. So, but guess what? Yeah, I like your whole hairdo and what is going on around your
It's
neck.
natural.
It's what? It's coconut?
It is actually, I can't remember the name of the nut, but it grows. It's in the national park too. And I have this lady, she would make them for me. And it has the earrings to go with it. I'm a Taurus. I like natural materials and texture. This is copper. And I'm a very cultural individual.
Well, let me tell you, she's very colorful too. And if
Yes.
you missed it, Saturday at the Cultural Center, it was going all well. And then they said Jackie Jacks is going to sing Guyana. And let me tell you, Jackie, we've been playing your song every single day for the last 5 months. At the beginning of this show here with Poonam, sing Guyana,
Yes.
those two songs.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I said I got to get Poonam and I got to get this girl because your song has really touched my heart. And I'm sure if that has done so for me, who doesn't pay much attention to music. I like music, but music is something because of we all have our likes and music it's what us. But when I listen to that song, and this is not me just talking for talking's sake. It really has drawn my it has brought in my patriotism. And I must say thank you very much.
I appreciate
your
that.
rendition. And Saturday there were tears. I had tears in my eyes. And I could probably have tears here because I know you're gonna sing again. But Danielle listened to it too.
Oh, Danielle?
Yes. and the guys play the Guyana here too. And I must say thank you very much. What you've done there is basically, I think, if Dr. Irfan Ali wasn't there and there was an inauguration, you would have been the star of the show. But I do think, with all due respect
Danielle,
to,
you know, as a woman, I had to show up and blow up.
Yeah, man. I know. She was all dressed in gold, and the highlight was on point.
Thank you.
And that,
And I want to tell just a short story. I actually made that dress for the Golden Jubilee in 2016 because I made the song for the Golden Jubilee. I ordered it from House of Pearson, a local designer, Quentin Pearson. And I was like, listen, it's a Golden Jubilee and somebody can call me. I don't know, but I'm going to buy this dress in faith. And I did receive some calls. However, to be completely honest with you, the negotiations did not work out. I believe that the song has so much beauty and worth that I cannot just sing it on any stage. So I decided that, okay, well, I'm not really getting my value and I'm going to put it in the closet until it comes. 4 years later, I believe, the stage was set.
well, let me tell you something. That if you don't know anything about Jackie Jacks, I think she burst out in the spotlight for me. Was when I think I was covering the GT&T jingles. 2011, you remember? These are things. And there were so many talented people there, and she was one of the standouts there. And she has really taken it, and she has, guess what, if you don't know about her, this lady in the studio here has opened up for people like Marshall Montano. You imagine that? Marshall Montano, Busy Signal, Beres Hammond. You know, these are big names. And the lady is not only a singer, she's a songwriter as well. She writes the song.
I wrote Guyana. Well, this rendition, because the original song was by the Ivan. And I tell people, literally, God gave me this song. I was in 2015. I'd been doing really good in music. I just came onto the scene, but then I hit a plateau. And I was like, I don't feel like I want to do this.
You're not on the plateau anymore. I must tell you that, right?
I had to go.
Everybody called. Did anybody call you and says, what are you doing for dinner tonight? Could we out?
My phone, I came late today and I completely apologize. Respect to your program, respect to your show. I'm just now adjusting to everything that is happening. My phone beeps every
She's a
second.
sensation now. I mean, we have a star in the house.
You know what I mean? And I am grateful for it, so I'm now trying to balance myself and keep up with it. But this has been something in the making for a long time. Pushing the songs, this song, you know, I wrote it, I was telling her. I hit this plateau in 2015, and I just done a major show with Barry Salmon and Romaine Virgo. And it set the stage for me. I was like, what are you coming with next? And I said, God, please send me a song.
Well, let me tell you this. With all due respect, dear Dr. Irfan Ali, I think the star of the show on Saturday.
Yeah.
I actually was telling somebody this
I
is
think the
also
star
my
of the show on
inauguration.
Saturday was our little own Jackie Jackson. Let me
I am
tell you,
so
the
appreciative.
gong was beautiful.
I'm so
I don't really pay
appreciative.
attention to these things. I mean, we
Right.
meet the people, but guess what? When I looked, I said, "Wow!"
I'm
It
so
was
appreciative.
shimmering, and then when your voice, and I was looking because I wanted to see that song always tugs at me. And when you were there in the biggest platform, I think it was.
Yes.
I think let me. I want to hear you, man. Don't let me
Yes.
say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else.
Yes.
Could you give the people them something? We
For-
hear
from
you
the
everything.
song?
Yeah, I know your voice might be a little hoarse.
Yeah.
But please, I'm begging you.
Could
I'll
I-
pay you 1,000.
Could I give them something that is new before?
Absolutely. You take. I give you the stage. You do what you have to do.
Okay. Hello. I have a song. My next track is a song called Hero. The week before the inauguration, I performed it at the Cultural Center for the Emancipation concert. And, it had a fascinating feedback. And this song was written during the quarantine. So I'm just going to give you a piece of it. We need a hero. Sometimes everybody needs a miracle. I can't disrespect my music. I got to take it off.
Please.
We need a hero. 'Cause sometimes everybody needs a miracle. Yeah. Who will be the hero for every boy and girl who needs a reason to strive? So, can you be a hero? Can you be a guide? Oh, can you be a hero when the times arrive? Now listen to me. You are my hero. So brave, I wish to be like you. You stand for something, fall for nothing. Won't give in, it's all or nothing. Fight for things that you believe in. Live your truth, ain't no deceiving. That's the reason I believe in you. Oh, the reason I believe in you. And that is Hero. And it's the song that is coming next from me. And it has a major production, a band and a choir. And
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm so appreciative.
No, I like that. Let me tell you this. And your song, Guyana, I'm not sure if anybody is listening from there, from the Ministry of Culture or from the Ministry of the Presidency, Office of the Presidency.
Yes.
I would be the first one to sign a petition to make that song a national song.
You know what's the funny part?
What's the funny part?
I read a lot about the law of attraction. I would follow these different methodologies in my life and put all these things into practice from the law of attraction. And when I wrote this song, I wrote a list of things that were going to manifest because of the song. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I wrote, this is going to be like an anthem. And I said I'm going to sing it at embassies. I've already sang it at about 3 embassies around the world. And I spoke that into existence. So, for songwriters and people who are interested and aspiring, people tell me all the time, how you make money in music? How you survive? I'm like, what a question. How do you make money in carpentry? How do you make it, in the song system and aviation community? You form a business. Yeah. You market yourself, you promote yourself, you have quality as standard to your work because people won't listen to you if it's nonsense. You can't force them just to listen to Guyanese music because it's Guyanese music. You should listen to Guyanese music because they believe in the music. And I do believe we have wonderful musicians and music out there. And with the support of the community, we can go further. Believe in your music. Write down what you want to happen for yourself in this song. And Guyana literally manifested exactly how I said it would. And I'm going to give you a little bit of this song. I can't give you everything. You got to go on iTunes and buy it and stream it.
Yes, you got to go. You got to give our very own Jackie Jacks. She needs support, and so do many of our artists in Guyana. Yeah. So over to you, my lady. The floor is yours, or the mic is yours.
The mic is mine. Thank you. This is my inauguration today. Okay?
I like that.
If I think about the ways you make me smile, might be sitting here and smiling for a while, although I know I make you cry sometimes. Your happiness is ever on my mind. I cannot repay for everything you've done, but my love for you burns brighter than 1,000 suns. No matter where my feet and mind may go, my heart will lead to you and you alone. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, my Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave her shores. She's a paradise so wondrous to behold, and she's a work of art, her heart is gleaming gold. They sail the waters, soar above the trees, to find the gem between the mountain seas. Oh, your children all, we try though we may fall, but we stand united now to heed her calls. Our fathers fought the fights for liberty, and forever I'll defend Guyana free. My Guyana, could I get some claps? Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. More Guyana, my Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shores. And this part is where I love. So rise up for our land. Every day, rise up. Won't everybody stand? And in your thoughts, in your words, just rise up for our land. Every day, just rise up. Won't everybody stand? I'm talking about a mental rise. You hear me what I mean? Just rise up for my land. And every day I rise up, won't everybody stand? Every day I rise up for my land. Oh, for Guyana, my Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. My Guyana, my Guyana, may the blessings never leave her shores.
Beautiful. Encore.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Simon Cowell, if you're listening to this radio program at the moment, I think you have to take a flight, take a Learjet, and I understand you were in an accident. You need to take
You
a
gotta come,
Learjet.
you gotta come.
I need to fly to Guyana, and I have a superstar in the house.
Yeah.
And
If
let me
this-
tell you, you made me fall in love with you. And I'm going to get in trouble when I get home.
It's okay. Right now, the amount of love I'm receiving is, I welcome all of it, because that performance, the Guyana War, the music, the musician, Mr. Jeremy Sobers, that's Sean Sobers' son, and he was blessed. He's been playing in church forever. So when he
Yes,
started
tremendous music. I like that.
grand
idea.
piano concert music, that's what we want to bring to Guyana again. You know what I mean? I want to bring a cello and a violin and a choir the next time. Because that song is remarkable, and I give praise and thanks that I was the vessel to bring it here. And I think it's because I respect my country so much. I love my country so much. And when I wrote those lyrics, for example, the lyric that says, "A paradise so wondrous to behold," I studied the national songs before I wrote it.
Oh.
A work of art, her heart is gleaming gold. Maria is in the middle of Guyana. So the song is it's a play on words, and I felt very proud and inspired when I wrote that because there's so much to write about.
Well, let me tell you, the people here who are listening, they're showing you lots of love.
Please
They
go to my
love you.
page.
Yes, you go to tell them a page. You have it.
Jackie Jack's Music, just look for it on Facebook, on Instagram at It's Jackie Jacks, right? I have a clothing line. I don't know if you see the t-shirt. Could I stand?
Yeah.
No, please, yes. Let
Because
them
I'd
see.
like to show them the merch. This is local merch. I draw this design. I drew the design. I am a visual artist as well. I wrote
Wow,
to CXC.
multi-talented.
Yes. And I collaborated with Cold Spring Printers, and we brought these cultural tees to you. It's marked Jack's Apparel at the bottom. And I have all types of designs, for cultural pieces, showcasing rich beauty in people on these tees. So support Jack's Apparel. It's on Facebook and Instagram. And I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to come and do this because, as I said, music is very important. Music is literally our history in song. It is the country's experiences in song. So you would say the musicians are the historians of a country. When Bob Marley would sing about what was going on in the 60s and the 70s, he captured that in a song. It is very important to have musicians.
You have a very amazing talent, my dear.
Thank you.
And don't ask me if she's single. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask her that. Please don't ask me.
I'm taken. I'm kidding. I really am single. I focus a lot on my career. I'm sorry. It has become a bit of my man. Like my music career is my partner.
No, but I think what you have done also, I think you have raised with us here an awareness now that we have to strive. Let us use our newspaper and the
I like
radio
that.
here for the protection of our artists.
I like
And
that.
I think
Thank
you have become an ambassador in that
Thank
sense.
you.
So if you lead in the way, with all due respect to the other singers that we have in this country,
Yeah.
you guys should give Jackie the credit because she has really awakened us back to the plight of our artists. And let us try to use our
And the
newspaper.
successes.
Right.
because
Yeah.
I
To
wanted to
raise
show
it.
that we are great.
I think they should make this song here a national song, though. It is all deserving. There's moments in that song, the way it is
You're
sang,
giving me
and yeah,
goosebumps.
no, we should.
I am claiming a National Service Award
Yeah.
in
Yep.
my lifetime for
Yes.
service to my country because I love my country. I do it for Guyana. And I know I will win a Grammy one day as a Guyanese.
I think so too. So Simon Cowell, if you're listening, please
Simon?
take the plane, fly to Guyana, and come hide as
I
your
let him
signer.
know if he is admitted. It's a no from me, Simon.
But you gotta give us your
No,
thing.
definitely, definitely.
So Jackie, I know that you're very, very busy, but
yeah.
our studio here at Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 is always open to you.
Thank you.
You are my ambassador
Thank you.
of culture.
Thank
and,
you.
And I hope that they make you ambassador of Guyana too
Oh, wow.
for culture.
I
So-
claim it.
Like,
I
take
claim
take it.
You know, I just want to thank everyone for supporting me, for supporting this song, because this is Guyana's song. And the more we push this song, the more the rest of the world knows what we have.
Yes.
That we have El Dorado Gold right here. It literally is alive and well in the musician and the creative industry and the media industry and all of us that work to make this happen every day. And I want to hear our voices loud on the international stage. I want to big up Lisa Punch and Poonam and Juke Ross and Tamika Marshall and Vanilla and Charmin Blackman. I want to big up Stephen Rampal and I want to big up everybody who Aditya Prasad.
Yes.
Big up yourself. The picture went viral.
Yeah. And this is my little
Wow.
friend. I think I'm not sure what happened to him after he went home, but
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. No, he went viral.
no, Aditya is a good guy, but
Yes, he
of course I
is.
think he was overshadowed by your presence. I must say that.
Aditya, I didn't mean it, but the glow got a glow.
Oh yeah,
Glow got a
yeah,
glow.
and she has a personality that
Yes.
goes too.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, but before you go,
Yes.
we have one request.
Yes.
2 lines or 3 lines encore again.
Yeah.
If you can.
Sure,
if you
sure,
can.
I don't mind.
I think the people, a lady says she's in a garden listening here.
Oh,
We
wow.
can't
And I
do
love the
that,
garden.
Yeah.
Please save a plant for me.
So we just the song is so beautiful. You gotta do that for us
Sure, no
before you go.
problem.
Before we go back to our people. And I
No
will say
problem.
thank you very much. Your package,
Thank
I
you.
like you.
Thank
The
you.
I
full
really like you.
package.
Yeah.
I'm a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm here to win.
Yeah, let us know. I don't really wear T-shirts like that.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
have
sure they'll.
great male tees.
You have male too?
Yeah, male and female.
Okay. I don't really. Okay, but I think you get the point.
Listen,
now.
I gonna customize your order.
You would?
I'll customize your order.
And
Send
whenever-
me a
yeah.
photo of you and I'll draw you and I'll get you on your tee.
Right. So you hear it, and so when I come back, I'm gonna say this is Jackie.
All right.
All Jackie.
Yeah.
So if I don't look good, we're gonna blame her too.
Not at all.
So here we have-
blame on the rain. Yeah, we blame it on the rain.
So we have back a couple lines here from Guyana. And Guyana, what a beautiful song. This is Jackie Jacks before she say goodbye. Want to bless your heart, bless our people. Let us take this as an awakening to get our act together to make this country number 1 in the world. It has the potential, and we have what it takes to take it there. Over to you, Jackie.
Thank you. Could I just one moment say thank you to Mr. Birchmore Simon. He accommodated that booking and facilitated it. And Mr. Neil Marks and all the people who were involved in making that happen. Thank you very much. And I'll try to change it up a bit.
Thank
because
you. Over to you.
If I think about the ways you make me smile, I'd be sitting in this chair smiling for a while. Although I know I make you cry sometimes, GT, your happiness is ever on my mind. I cannot repay for everything you've done, my Guyana, but my love for you burns brighter than the sun. Yeah, no matter where my feet and mind may go, Guyana, my heart leads to you and you alone. My Guyana, could I hear a chorus? Guyana, could I hear a chorus? I'll be holding on
Guyana.
forevermore. My Guyana, my Guyana. May the blessings of God never leave your shores. And hear me now, it's my Guyana, and it's your Guyana. Stand up for Guyana. I love Guyana, and I know you love Guyana. Stand up for Guyana.
Well, I want you to know, Jackie, that I love you too, and Guyana loves you too, baby. And you keep on, and we'll be watching you.
Thank you.
And if there's anything that we could do, but I'm gonna be the number 1 person, start petitioning for that song to be a national song of Guyana. It deserves its place.
Mr. President,
And if you're listening,
we gotta get the law passed.
no, yeah, but you're working on that, and we need a protection. So thank you very much,
Thank
my
you so
dear.
much.
You've uplifted the people of Guyana. I must
Yes,
tell you that, and I
thank
thank
you.
you very much for that.
I appreciate the opportunity to perform, to appear here, and to represent my industry. Thank you.
And I want to say one other thing. For those who would have been using the last couple months as an opportunity to push your political, whatever it is, and divide our people, let the Jackie Jacks, sorry. I'm losing it up in my head here. But let her be a shining example of what our country can be.
Yes.
And let her be the ambassador of all that is good in Guyana. So thank you very much, my dear.
Thank you. I just have love in my heart, and that's what I want to share.
And I love you too.
And I love
We
Until
love you
then,
too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
So drop by. Look, I have an offer. Anytime that you pass in and you want to just drop in and say hi to the people via the radio,
Yes.
Mr. Lal, Glenn Lal,
Yes.
and the rest of the staff is here, including
Yes.
myself, say you're most welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
part of us.
Yeah.
I would also I have to release that hero song soon, so I'll come back with some merchandise, of course, for the team.
I know. Thank you very much.
You know
And
what I
we'd be
mean?
more than
Because I
happy.
really appreciate y'all. Big up yourselves.
Y'all got to her Facebook
Facebook
page.
and Instagram.
Right, and that's
It's
Jack.
Jackie Jacks Music on Facebook.
Right.
And it's Jackie Jacks. The song is streaming. You could stream it on iTunes, Amazon Music, Tidal, Google Play, buy it on iTunes. It's all over every digital store.
Let us make her famous, more famous than she's been famous.
Then
Thank you very
Michael
much.
Jackson.
I like that. Have a good day, my dear. Thank you very much.
so
Thank you very much. So if you have not been uplifted, nothing else is going to uplift you, dear. After that very amazing, fantastic performance there, it's an encore of Saturday's performance, Guyana by the lovely Jackie Jacks. And she was in the house here at Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5. And this show is all about you. We have to wake you up, wake up Guyana. And so if you want to get us in addition to the dials, the knobs, you could also get us on Kaieteur Radio on Facebook, or you could go Kaieteur Radio live stream on YouTube. So thank you very much for joining us today. We want to come back to our people. Over to you, Danielle. Danielle, what a fantastic woman.
She is. She's a phenomenal woman. And if that song doesn't make you fall in love with your country some more, then I don't know. I don't know. But that song made me fall in love with Guyana. It made me realize, how blessed we truly are, not just as a country, but as a people. So yeah.
So it's back to reality now, because that was almost like a dream, like a kind of moment.
It was.
It's
It
surreal.
was.
It's a surreal kind of moment, because I'm there. I said, "Wow, fantastic! We actually
Yeah.
have homegrown talents here." And you know what? She's so confident, and I like that about her. And she is there, an entrepreneur, and she is taking the opportunity, sneaking in. Let me sell my merchandise, and I like that. I like that, and that is the kind of attitude that we want here. If you want to build this place here, let us all, understand who we are, where we want to go, and let us, build this country. It is a beautiful place. A good day to everyone who've joined us right across this beautiful country, and wherever overseas you joined us from, a good day to you. It is Wake Up Guyana time, and we want to come back to our people. 8 families we're looking for, and we want to hear your stories. And let us do not just send us stories because you're in need. Let us give us to the most vulnerable, and you send us that to 6222222. And we're going to make arrangements or for you to come and get it from us. It's 8 hampers, all thanks to the folks down at Game Express, among others. And so let us see how that goes. In the meantime, let's get back to the lines. We want to hear from our people, and then we would also read a couple of your texts right now. Over to you, Danielle.
All right. Do we have a caller on the line? Good afternoon. This is Wake Up Guyana. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Miss Singh and Mr. Gildarie.
Good.
Oh my God, the Saturday, that beautiful, awesome voice had made tears came from my eyes. And right now, I'm sitting by my door here, and it came back. She was so awesome, my good God. I want to know if she's in my house right now.
Well, I had to call her. I said immediately after that, I had to sort through the number. I said, I have to get this girl down here.
Thank
I want to hear her live. And she's
Yes,
that beautiful.
She have a golden voice. And what I must say, her song, it rang a bell in my ears. And I just say, I don't know, I look in, but I would tell you, Mr. Gildarie, I have a parrot. And she said, because she was watching at the TV Saturday, right? And she saw this person on the television. So she on the door and she came and she got, this parrot Molly, her name is Molly, and she gone to the television. Yes, because she thinks the voice that she's hearing is on the television. Mr. Gildarie, thank you so much, son. Thank you. Can you be my friend?
I'm everybody's son. I could be somebody's father. Yes, if you want me to be a son, I'd be a privilege.
You can't be father, man. I'm am 70 years of age. My eldest son, he would have been 51
51.
because I got him when I was 18 years old.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he would be. So you could be my son. And Dr. You could be my brother.
Well, he missed out today, and I want to say good day to Dr. Yog. How are you doing, my brother? I
Yeah,
missed you. I missed you terribly, and the people of Guyana missed you.
yes.
He's going to be
Tonight.
back tonight, though, at 7:30.
Oh my God, that is what I called to see. But that voice, I think I'm beautiful. They don't have any CDs.
I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm gonna try to find out, and I'm gonna tell you guys how you
Yes,
could get it. But she
because-
did say iTunes and a couple of other places. But I know people would want to know how you could pick up a CD here, so I'm gonna try to find out if she can.
Yes.
And maybe, but
I would like to get some.
yeah,
Get to the back.
I think she was the most after the president. Maybe everybody wanted to know who is this Jackie Jacks.
Oh, she's beautiful. Her voice. And, and the way when she turned and said, you, Guyana. And she was, to me, like she was talking to an individual in front of her. The way that, how she portrayed this song. Beautiful. Thanks to her.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, God.
Bye.
Yes, so in the meantime, it is 2:45 in the afternoon, and we want to put in as many calls as possible. But of course, there's some messages we want to hear from our people who have been suffering, and still we have to look at the reality of things, Danielle. What is it that we have for the people of
Now,
Guyana
before we
today?
go into that, we have been receiving, Jackie Jacks has been receiving a lot of love. We have one person here saying that Miss Jackie Jacks's rendition at the inauguration clearly demonstrates that the people of Guyana are ready to move in a different direction. God bless our republic. And that is true indeed. The musicians of this country, they have come under a lot of criticism by our own Guyanese people, and I think it's a time when we need to change that. Instead of criticizing them and saying and comparing them to other international artists, we need to embrace them and show them our love and show them our support, because we have raw talent here in the country, and she's just one of the many that we have. All right. Also, moving on, we've got a lot of messages coming in with persons seeking assistance, seeking public assistance. Now, we must make mention that the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, they have a COVID-19 public assistance campaign that is going on. So if you're out there and you are in need, maybe you lost your income due to COVID-19, or something would have happened throughout the pandemic here in the country, then you can be sure to make contact with, I'm going to share some of these numbers, Monday to Friday from 12 to 5 p.m., and those numbers are toll free. So you can call 615-9507, 615-9507, then there's 615-9495, 615-9495. Remember, you can call these numbers between 12 and 5 p.m. daily, Monday to Friday. Throughout the program, we are going to share these numbers again with you. Do we have another caller on the line? Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Am I on to the program?
Yes, you are. Kaieteur
Okay,
Radio.
good afternoon, Mr. Gildarie. With disrespect, what about the young lady, the beautiful young lady on your right-hand side or left, and whatever? I actually listen to this program. I'm an architect,
Oh, you are an architect?
That's right. I'm on the drawing board right now.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I usually listen to this program.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope
And
that you like it.
That's
And
right.
it's
That's Mr. Grant from Eccles, and also the coordinator of Eccles' new scheme,
very good,
Community
sir.
Development.
A good day to
Coordinator.
Eccles there.
Eccles Park.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, you have any greetings for anybody very
Yes,
quickly?
well, no, what I want to say, I want to make a contribution. I don't know, with your permission.
Yes, please, go ahead, sir.
Now, in the past, Dr. Yog has been bombasting the Chronicle paper. I hope he continue with the same narrative, saying it's a rag. I hope he would continue. I hope he does not continue.
Well, we are going to, I'm not sure about yoga, and I think tonight I could probably kid him about it, but ask him. But it's very serious. So whenever our state-owned money, our tax dollars are not working as the way it should, we are going to open our mouths and talk about it.
Okay. Because let me be honest with you. I mean, I think as a journalist, who you are, I think in some cases, I mean, you are very, very balanced with your objective or your narrative, whatever may choose to say. But
Yes, sir.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the government stuff is always a balanced stuff. If the government release, I mean, you should know as a journalist, the government always release their stuff. Their part, they have control of everything.
Yes.
And we got to be fair. I mean, because I hear you used to say, man, they rag, Guyana rag, and all these other things. It's not fair. It's not right. The government of the day has, I mean, you have your objective. You have your say, if your disagreement. Sometimes we have to disagree to agree, or agree to disagree.
Yes,
Yeah,
at all times. I hear you very much there.
Yeah, and as an architect, I mean, I'm well known in Echoes, well known in Guyana for architect. As I told you, I did a lot of design,
Yes, sir.
There's a building at the corner of Regent and Light Street. There's a guy named Brains. His name is Gordion Nandalal. I'm the person who designed that building, 3-story at the corner of Regent and Light Street.
Thank you very much, sir.
And actually, the other thing is that what I would like to see forthcoming very soon, early, is local government elections.
I think it's June next year. I think it is.
June next year.
I think so, yeah.
I am looking forward for seeing that,
Yes.
I'm in the NDC area.
Yes.
Okay. That is very important because let me say this: in this eco scheme, we have been promised. We don't have infrastructure; it's incomplete. Since when the previous administration, not the last, the previous, the one before, we were given this scheme. We paid for infrastructure, and to date, it has not been completed. We didn't get everything. We didn't get concrete drain. We paid for all of that. We pay for it because we pay for roads. Where we get roads, we proper roads, we get light, and the infrastructure is road, water, and drainage. Okay, there's infrastructure. As a civil engineer and architect, I know that. Now we are paying rates and tax. I don't pay rates and tax for this year already, and I want to pay for next year, maybe in the next month or so. But what I'm saying, we need concrete drain. I mean, we paid for it. It has been paid for. That was part of the arrangement.
All right.
Right?
Well, thank you very much there. I must say a good day to the good folks of Eccles there. Beautiful
Eccles
area
Park,
there.
Eccles
Eccles
Park,
Park. That's at the back by the industrial side
But
here.
you know where Flamboyant is?
Yes. Yes.
You come to right from Flamboyant to the industrial side gate is the Echoes Park.
Right. Well, all right. Thank you very much, dear sir. Have a blessed.
Mr. Gildarie, I must say thanks for the opportunity you have given to me to express myself, and I am looking forward I'm an action man,
No, we should all be action. This country is all about action now. We
Yes,
have to have
yes.
limitless energy. We
Exactly.
need,
And
whole
people-
day yesterday, you know what I liked? I like the fact that this government has really hit the ground running. They've been working even through yesterday. I like that. I like to see that. I don't like seeing people taking time off and things that we literally don't have the time to do it now. So many things to be addressed.
I know. And let me say this. I mean, action speaks louder than words. I mean, you know that say.
Yes, sir.
Action. And let me say this. If you come in this scheme, you would hear about Mr. Grant, the man who has been a ground man on the foot, moving up and down, getting people organized. And I plan to right now the group is not functioning because, everybody comfortable. But from inception, the end, Mr. Grant is the man who has been very proactive and getting things done, getting infrastructure and the whatever, set up, leading delegation to see minister and what have you. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Grant, and do have a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you very much. And I want to say a good day to Mr. O.C. Rogers down in New York area there. You understand? There's an interesting story that is developing there. I understand a lot of people have been calling for him to become the Consul General in New York representing Guyana there, and that is going to be interesting. He's done a lot of work. He's went, I think, to Washington after the situation with the elections there, and I think a lot of people have been writing in, asking, could they do something? I can't do that for you. I'm not sure anybody could think, but OC has done tremendous work raising the level of awareness for his party over there. And I know that he has been watching us and he's been guest on room 592 here. Good day to you, sir. And of course, all our people over in New York. and the rest of the United States of America. Canada, how you guys doing there? I know we have many people from Toronto tune in to us daily, in and out. And of course, all the way from Qatar, we have that gentleman there, Mr. Hawker. How you doing, sir? I hope all is well and the weather is good. I think it might be in the evening now. So I hand it back over to Danielle, a very capable Danielle, to bring you what the people is saying.
All right, we have persons again calling for a repeat of these numbers. So remember, if you're in need of public assistance, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Protection, they have a COVID-19 public assistance campaign going on. The number you can call is 615-9507 or 615-9495. We want to say a very special good afternoon to all the taxi drivers out there. You know, I was coming to work the other morning, and I loved what I was hearing on air, the music that I was hearing, and I was like, "Oh, what station are you tuned to?" He's like, Kaieteur Radio, of course. That's the number one radio in Guyana. All right, so I want to say good afternoon to all the taxi drivers out there that tune into us daily. We really do appreciate the support that you give us, and even the folks that are, sending us messages on Facebook. We really, really, really appreciate everything that you have been doing. Do we have another caller on the line? Caller, good afternoon. This is Wake Up Guyana.
Hi, good day.
Yes, good day, sir.
Gildarie and Singh.
Hi
Yes, sir.
there.
I just want to say that you guys have started something now, which I hope you could keep up, because Jackie Jack's contribution to the program has certainly uplifted me. And I'm sure the whole of Guyana. I'm calling from Toronto, and I am sitting at my desk at work listening to you, and my co-workers are wondering why I'm crying.
Yeah. She did bring tears to my eyes, I must tell you
My
that.
eyes.
There's nothing wrong with crying, we
I-
should not be afraid.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, tears of joy, of course.
Really. So I wanted to make a suggestion, Mr. Gildarie, because I think you've.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
It appears we lost that call.
Yes, go right ahead. So, I want to come back to our representatives, the story about the representative, our ambassadors, consul general, and so on. These people key is sort of a very key thing. It's not only
Yeah.
stamping of passports and things like that. They're actually our representatives. They should link traders, investors with our people in Guyana, and likewise, if you have goods to sell, these positions here has to be not just a political position, which oh, Danielle looks good. Let me put her as an ambassador.
Yeah.
This should not be it. Ambassadors serve a very critical position. If you want to sell your lumber down in Colombia and there is an ambassador there, these people are the ones who are going to link you up and say, look, this is how you go about. You could stay in Guyana and actually do some things, and they're supposed to serve that position. So we have a change in evolving roles for ambassadors and even the consul general. It's not just stamping passports and doing. They should go beyond that now. Let us start doing our things a little differently, and OC and the rest of the guys there, a good day to you again, sir. We'd like to see young, vibrant people. Some days you see one person in one position for years, and you said, "Oh
Yeah.
my, what has he really, or what has she really done in that position for the upliftment of this country?" We need to see ambassadors stand up and say, "This is my country. We sell tamarind, we sell sugar, demerara sugar. This is what we have here, and we want to sell it. We have the best lumber in the world. We have the green heart is the hardwood that could actually stay in the water. We need to see actual marketing from our people, that we could be able to sell our stuff there. But these are things that, as a government, we hoping the Dr. Finale is president, paying attention, and they're just going. And I did say to the gentleman not too long ago, I was reading that they were booked up in meeting. Everybody's booked up in meeting. I think I did see a Ministry of Education there. They're talking to all the stakeholders right now
Yeah.
to see how all the health people, how could we open school, under what format, and I think this morning, I think also there was another meeting. They're talking to the information people within the Ministry there of Education, and this is good news to you folks too, to the parents who are a little worried. What is going to happen to the kids? What's going to happen September? September is in a couple weeks away. Are we going to have a school reopening? I think they're blazing through that right now. Are we going to have an opening? Are we going to have a hybrid system in which you could be at home, or did they send it to you? We have to go through that. As of now, the numbers have risen. I'm really, really worried. I'm very upset yesterday. People were gathered on the seawall. It's as if we don't have any. And this is something I've been quarreling about, Danielle. Why is it that people continue to flout this thing? We have 568 cases, although the deaths, it's about 23 now. It's 23. I think it's about that. But in any case, the number of deaths, I think we've been able to think. But the number of cases, this thing is really, really bad. And when one person goes out, it takes a whole bunch of stuff that happens in the healthcare system. It translates into dollars being spent that could probably be spent to do something for the upliftment of people. So when we see people gathered on the seawall on a Sunday and you're putting yourself at risk, oh, come on, people, you need to do a little better than that. Where's the money going to come from? Do we have to pay nurses when they have to look after patients in the hospital? If you're being held in isolation, there's a cost attached to that. Let's be a little more responsible. And we see people going to the creek. It's as if it's a normal, everyday kind of thing. You guys got to be serious. Let us get the show on the road. Let us be very serious. Over to you, Danielle.
All right, we're going to head back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. You're on to Wake Up Guyana. It appears we lost that call. Remember, the number that you can call is 226-7453. That number again, 226-7453. We want to hear from you. What do you think about schools being reopened? I know we have a lot of persons out there with mixed feelings about this. Some are calling for schools to be reopened, and some are also saying, hey, we don't think that this should happen. The threat of COVID-19 is continuously increasing day by day. The numbers are going up. And, we don't want to send our kids out back. So give us a text or give us a call. Let us hear what your thoughts on the Ministry of Education reopening schools in September. We want to hear what you think about that. Also, give us a text on 622-22. 622-2222. How do you call it? How do you say it?
622-222. And also, what would be interesting? We want to hear your thoughts because this issue here, many parents are really, Danielle, many parents are really, really worried about the school reopen. Let me tell you this. It's been 5 long months of kids being staying at home. But when you see that you got to send them out there, and kids will be kids. They're going to rub up and they're going to touch up and things like that. And they would be playing football, and by the time the teachers turn, they're interacting. So there's very little control. And so we got to be very, very careful. We need to be assured, me as a parent need to be reassured that there's strict monitoring if school is reopened. But with the rise in numbers, I think we received 46,000 rapid test kits last week. It is going to show. I know that when we start doing those tests very quickly, you are going to see a rise in the number of cases because at the border area there, I think the Army and the police really got to get there. We've been talking about it. They said that there's an increased role for the people to get there. In the border areas, they come out and they go with the girls. There's the nightclubs, and the women would come across the borders, and people are interacting. There's the adult entertainment areas. So in those mining areas where there's very little monitoring happening, that is where there's hotspots for COVID-19 that's taking place. So we got to be very, very careful. We got to make sure that we be aware. We got to be on the ball when it comes to taking all the precautions and pulling out all the stops to make sure that we reduce it. If we don't reduce it, we're going to run into next year, and Guyana is going to continue to pay the price. We need to ban our belly. We need to do what is necessary to protect our people, protect our children. So this whole thing about school reopening, I don't think so. But over to you back then.
All right. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, good afternoon. Is Kaieteur Radio?
Yes, you're here.
I call in, I got a problem, and I understand the cause. I am a single parent. My husband living 6 years ago. When I went to Guyana to get a farm, to ask for public assistance, I received it. And said I expected people to do in February month when I didn't go on, but it hard and me to get past to do one come steady.
And there's no place over there that you could register. You got to come till to Georgetown to register.
I don't know because I said but I couldn't get the farm at Regina. Full it up and send it, but then you see me. I said I got special people to do the form.
We're gonna have to bring somebody here, and maybe we have some numbers here. But you know what, ma'am, listen to the radio, and we're gonna advise you. What are we gonna do here right now, because we have to take a decision on it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, hang up, and we're gonna take it from there.
Okay, I'll be thanks.
Thank you
Right?
very much.
Thank you
Right.
for calling.
Danelli,
welcome.
yes,
Welcome.
thank you very much, ma'am. A good day to all the
Bye-bye.
good
Enjoy
folks.
your day, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, dear.
Bye-bye.
A good day to all the good folks down there on Essequibo Region 2. How you doing? Pomeroon, how you doing? Danelli, let us get on to the Ministry of Social Protection. I think there's a new ministry there. I can't remember the name is. So, Youth, Sports and Culture. No,
Yeah.
that's not it. There's another ministry. Human Services, I think
Human
it is.
Services
Right.
and Social Security.
Let us
yeah.
get on to the folks, and let us make it very clear, because it is unthinkable for you asking a poor man to pick up the phone if they don't have credit in the phone. They
Yeah.
barely have enough to eat. And how it has to be toll-free numbers.
They are the numbers
They,
that
they
they would
all
have
them are
listed.
toll-free numbers.
Not all of the numbers, but majority of the numbers that they have listed
Let us put it
are.
at test. Let us take those numbers. Let us call those numbers and see whether they're answering it. And maybe if not, we'd have to speak it to the minister who's in charge here,
Yes, yeah.
and let us talk, because in different areas you can't ask somebody from Region Two and you barely have enough money to come out, and then you coming out and then you don't hear back from the ministry or so. I know that there's a new government in place now, but let us do things a little differently. Let's put it to a test. Let us ask the ministry. Let us see how they're doing things. Let us tell the people how they're handling this whole thing with the COVID-19. We know over the weekend that the president in his inaugural address says that there's $4.5 billion. When is that going to come? How soon is it going to go out? I think they're maybe looking into it at the moment, but we need some answers. We need maybe let the people be assured that something is actually coming, that you're not there falling out the farm and it makes no sense. We need to say things. Let this work in it.
Yes, we're going to take it over from there. All right. Remember, we asked the question, what are your thoughts on school being reopened? Now, we have one of our listeners, now they're saying, I'm not in agreement for schools to reopen. Children are our future, and we need to protect them at all costs until we can get the COVID-19 numbers down. Give it some more time. Now, obviously the Minister of Education, they're not going to go, or the ministry rather, they're not going to go out and just make a rash decision. That is why they are holding these meetings. They're holding it with the CMO and DCMO from the Ministry of Health, including the Minister of Health. He was also a part of the Ministry of Education.
I saw Leslie
meeting this
Ramsamy is
morning.
also a former Minister of Health. So they're
Yes.
pulling out, I think they're pulling out all stops. And you know what? I kind of like that. When you use everybody, whether you former, past, present, whether you retired or not, bring them back. Let's put all hands on deck. I like the fact that they announced that the people who are going to do the audit are not going to be paid, but they're doing it pro bono. These are the kind of thing. If you're an expert and you can lend some advice, and the government must be willing to accept these persons and say, I'm going to listen to your advice too. Two-way street there.
Yeah.
So let us see how, it is a good thing. I like that everybody's on deck. Let us see whatever we could do in a little way using little resources that we have. I don't think we got a lot of money, but we'd have to see how we could be able to give it to the people.
All right, another point to note on this same topic of schools being reopened. Someone is saying, I don't think it's safe to reopen schools. Virtual learning may not be feasible for all. Education ministers, in collaboration with the schools and teachers, should print out lessons and have them sent home. And I think that this is something that the ministry can work with.
Or how are you going to send it home? You see, one of the problems, I have internet at home, and for many families, you know how bad the situation is. A lot of families could barely eat. They don't have internet. Internet is a luxury.
Yeah.
Even on the phone, I'm really sorry. For on the phone, for many people, you can't have internet. They can't afford it because they have to put the money in something else, and that is for the families who have money. Many families have lost a job. They don't have money. They're scraping. That's how bad the situation is. Some people are ashamed to tell you that, I don't have anything in my pot. It is that bad.
Yeah.
So we gotta, I mean, we gotta be realistic about it. So yes, we hear it that who could probably send it through via WhatsApp or whatever,
No, but
but
they're not. What one our listener is saying is that the internet might not be feasible for some persons. But what I know, some departments of the various departments of education across the country, some of them would have implemented a system whereby the teachers would go in for one day. Of course, not all the teachers, but some of the teachers would go in. Let's just say they go in on Monday, and they would prepare worksheets and workbooks for the children, and then have the parents come and collect it. And of course, there's strict rules when you're coming to collect these worksheets. Obviously, you can't enter the school compound without a mask. You must take the necessary precautions, wash and sanitize your hand before you even come into the schoolyard to uplift it. And this is done. This was done rather on a rotation basis. So the possibility of children being at home and still receiving work from their school in accordance with the curriculum, that is a possibility, because it has already started, and I believe the Ministry of Education, they can continue with it if that is a part
I think
of the
it
plan.
has to be what I would describe and what has been described as a hybrid system.
Yes.
And it depends on the community. Like if you're in the hinterlands, where there are hubs, and so let's hope that those hubs are working, that you could be able to use those hubs as learning areas, and you could be able to do it. It is going to be an interesting thing. It is going to be a challenge, a big challenge, because obviously getting people to get in one place, especially
Yeah.
children. No, I'm feeling really fearful for that. Maybe we could head back to the lines again. Yes. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I called to concerning about the COVID relief.
What about the COVID relief? Hello? Have you lost it? Hello? I think we would have lost that. Let's go back to some.
All right, the numbers, guys, if you're out there and you're wondering, what is the number, or what are the numbers that you can contact for the COVID-19 public assistance from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Protection, those numbers are 615-9507, 615-9495, or you can contact the 615-9990, and those numbers are listed as toll free. You can find a complete list on the Ministry of Human Services and Social Protection's Facebook page if you need some more assistance. All right, we're gonna head back to the lines. Caller, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hi
Yes,
there.
good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Babe, I'm just calling to tell you that I really need a little help, man.
All right. You have anybody? Could they give us a text there right now? Could we take your crying mama? Don't cry. Don't cry. Calm yourself down. Could we take her number off here? 1 second. We're gonna take your number. Let's take her number. One from you. Again, it's Wake Up Guyana program right here on Kaieteur Radio, and it's very heartbreaking hearing from our people how they're suffering, and people really desperately in need of it. And we would have had that person there, in tears literally, and it's something that you hear so many stories like that, and so we are gonna try to deal with it. If anybody is listening up in Berbice there, and you have something that you could probably help, there are some people up there who may need desperately in need of help. It is a very tough time for many families, unable to give to the children. The lady told me this morning she has a couple grandchildren. Her house burned down. She came all the way to Kaieteur, Radio Kaieteur News, and you listen to it and you could see the tears and the pain, the frustration that there's very little that they could do. They're not getting anything anywhere. So many cases like that, thousands of cases like that. Over to you, Denali.
All right. Now we have a couple of persons that have been asking. They're asking about, is a lockdown going to be in place? Is the Ministry of Health going to implement a lockdown? Because we are seeing the number of COVID-19 cases rising every single day, and we have 22 deaths. So far since the pandemic started, or since it reached the shores of Guyana a few months ago. What do you think about this lockdown? I don't think.
I'm not gonna go there. What I could tell you, what has me going, what is unbelievable, is that we have bars actually advertising that they're open. I went to to Giftland yesterday,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure how that works. Mr. Bipa, it's a good day to you, sir. A tremendous individual who has really helped. But I wasn't too impressed by the fact that the strip was open. It's a bar. I don't think that is essential in the moment. We gotta be. We know that business is suffering, but that's not so essential. And maybe we'd like to hear your thoughts on that, folks. We need to be very careful. We need to we can't have bars open, and bars,
Yeah.
people are going to think they're going to go to the washroom, they're going to hold stuff. It's not good. It's not good. I don't think it's safe, and it increases the risk, and we don't need risk at the moment.
Correct. We're gonna head back to the lines. Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, it appears we lost that call. The number is 226-7453 or 6222222. Did I get it right this time?
Yes.
Yeah, you can give us a call or give us a text. This is Wake Up Guyana. This is your program. All right, so we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi there. Good afternoon.
And how are you?
Pretty good.
Good, man. I have a problem here with Edmore. I'm living in Falls, right?
Fouls, yes.
Uh-huh. I'm having a problem with the Edmore Post Office.
Which office?
Edmore Post Office.
Post office, yes.
You're having a problem there when they're having to pay pensions when they did, when it's pension day, right?
Hmm.
They're having the people outside there. Then you're going to see certain people, nationality, because they know the post office is one nationality, right? And you see they come in and they walk in straight inside.
So you're saying that, I just want to be very clear. So you're saying that they're allowing certain kind of people to
Yes,
get in there?
yes, I'm
Or
telling you
certain
that,
persons
yes.
to get in there?
Yeah, because we
Okay.
sit down there as pensioners, right?
Uh-huh.
And we see how they still are walking in there, just going to the postmaster, postmistress, collect what they have to collect and walk out. What
Okay.
happened now?
Uh-huh.
That the staff don't work on that day. Staff collecting people pension book and collecting a small piece and handing meet them outside by the gate and everything and hand them. And this is very bad, that thing needs to be changed. People talk about it steady. It needs to be changed up.
All right, we had raised this issue here. If you guys are listening, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, there's a complaint about Enmore. They're discriminating. People who in the line sitting down, they're being bypassed and other persons are getting in before them. And even the staff is facilitating. We do thank you, dear caller, all the
Thank
way
you
from
very much.
Fowles, Enmore. A good day to the folks down in Enmore. That's my little home ground that I grew up in. I'm familiar with that area there. Blossom Scheme and the folks down at Logwood. How you guys doing? Newtown. If you don't know Enmore, it has a sugar estate there, was closed, and it has a very beautiful history. People there would remember. If you go there now, they'll tell you who used to live in that house there and how much children they had. It's amazing, the history of Enmore. But over to you back there, Danielle.
All right, do we have another caller on the line? Caller, good afternoon to you.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I enjoying the program since the program started, Wake Up Guyana.
Thank you.
I've been following it for since it started, actually, the COVID-19 and election watch. But I got a serious problem with GWI.
Mm-hmm.
There was a breakage in the quarantine Allen's village.
Oh, you calling all the way from quarantine, Alness?
Allen's, yes.
Yes, sir.
There's a mainline damage since Saturday. The entire village ain't getting water. We reported on Saturday, and today we reported again.
Mm-hmm.
And today they're telling us that till tomorrow, guy, we're going to come and fix it. And which is it's an emergency work that they could put system in place to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And they insisting that tomorrow they will fit it.
And so did you try to contact the headquarters?
I did, and they give me a reference number. They take my number to call me back, and no one called back as yet.
All right. Let me see if I could get that number right off the air right now. I give it to the PR. Do we have a PR for GWI there? Maybe we could do that. We have to start giving out GWI. Let me see. GWI, Leonard Bradshaw, yes. 6910718.
6910718.
And this is for the GWI, the public relations officer. Give her a call, please, and say that you've spoken to Kaieteur Radio, Kaieteur News, and they're advising you that she is a very active, proactive person, and she would be able to see some actions there.
Okay, and thank you. But you can repeat the number for me again, please?
679.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait it. Leanna, 1 second. That. Okay, 691.
691.
0718.
0718. Okay, then, thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye. So there you would have had it. We have a couple minutes more before we wrap up, but we want to take a couple more calls. Do we have any more texts coming from our people? Okay, let's go back to the here. Yes.
Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi there.
Good afternoon.
I hear you are talking something about number for the social protection.
Yes. You want it back?
I did follow up. I'll be calling already until that I did follow up my application. But we got to go back and follow up on next application.
No. I think they would have that there. We're waiting on a word from that ministry or whoever is going to be handling it, because I think the president on Saturday announced I think over $4.5 billion in assistance to households hard hit by COVID. So we're waiting on some more details on that at the moment.
Oh.
But do not fall out anything else. Let us wait and see what happens.
Don't fall out anything else.
No, don't do it. They're going to announce it, how they're going to deal with it.
Okay, thank you very much. That was call for find out.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Thank
I
you
am
very
blind.
much. Oh, my goodness. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Horstel in East Bank.
Horstel. Okay. Good day to you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And good day right across this beautiful land of ours. We have many persons who are challenged physically and otherwise that need help. We would have seen people who can't move, people who has problems with their eyes, and they're not getting any help. A lady told me yesterday, all the way up in my balcony, that they have applied for public assistance, and they said, your husband, they said that your husband is capable. And I said, what? If you're challenged with the eyes, you can't see. She's totally blind, and she can't see. And they said, no, your husband is physically capable of working, and she has gotten nothing. And so these are some of the stories, the callous stories, I would call them, that you hear from the treatment of our people who can't help themselves. And this is something we got to do better. We must do better. We should do better.
Yes, indeed. Now, we have been receiving a lot of texts from persons overseas, and they're wondering, how can we get back home? Well, the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, they would have made a press release this morning, and they are advising persons that if you want to come back home, there are a few requirements that you must meet. One of those must be that a PCR test for COVID-19 must be submitted. A copy of your test results, in fact, must be submitted to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You can, of course, download an electronic repatriation form from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website, and that website is m4.gov.gy. Let me just call out the letters. It's minfor.gov.gy. You can download a form there. So if you're overseas and you want to get back home, maybe you're in America, maybe you're in Canada, somewhere out of the country, and you want to get back home, then you can visit the Ministry of Foreign Affairs' website and download that repatriation form. And of course, they are going to share some more information with you on what is needed for you to get back into the country. Do we have a caller on the line? Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi there, good afternoon.
I just calling you. You just now you gave out some numbers and you said the Ministry of Social Protection.
The Ministry of Human Services now.
and Social
Ministry
Security.
of Human Service and Social Protection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, so let's get the name right. The guy changed back. Is it the Ministry of
Social? You're right, sir. Human Services.
Yeah. We don't want to go back into the dark days of the past.
Oh, all right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much, Carter.
All right. Remember, the numbers for the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security are 615-9507, 615-9495, or 615-9990. Those are the numbers you can call for toll free if you are in need of COVID-19 public assistance. We're going to head back to the lines. Caller, good afternoon. Caller, you're on air.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi there, good afternoon.
Leonard and Danielle Singh.
Hi there.
Danielle.
Yes.
Pleasant good afternoon to both of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to tell Leonard I've been an ardent listener to this program, both in room 592 and the 130 show, for the last 5 months, sir.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
And it's the first time I'm making a call, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to make a contribution. Now, I know that September is soon approaching, and people want to know what will happen to the schools, whether school will be open or not. Now, I am saying that school should not be reopened because of the COVID-19 situation. If you reopen school with the children going back to school, you're going to have a problem with this COVID-19. You're going to have a huge spike. Lots of infection. So I am saying that the government should use the state media, NCN radio, television. I don't know if it's still a rag. Right? And use that to deliver the curriculum. You can have teachers on the television preparing their lessons in such a way so that it becomes easy to understand and to follow. The same thing, teachers can, qualified teachers can prepare lessons and present it to the Guyana Chronicle, right? And prepare it in such a way you have the content, you have the objectives. Today we're going to learn so and so, and the objectives and the questions to follow. And so it becomes easy to follow. People can, in a sort of what you call a teach yourself way. So I'm advocating that they use the radio, the television, the state media on the whole to deliver the curriculum. And they can probably use 2 sessions in school where you have social distance. I'm not even advocating that, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's my contribution, sir. Use the state media.
Thank you very
the
much, sir.
Gildarie curriculum.
And I like that.
Thank
And
you.
these are some of the ideas that we want from our people. So good day to you, sir. Thank you for that contribution and all hands on deck. We should be hearing from all our people. Let us hear the ideas as they come. And of course, I think our leaders are listening because we need a different, I think we'd have to have different ideas on the table and let us see what has worked. But you know why I am objecting to school being reopened in the normal format that we know. I've seen cases, well, at least on videos, and I've heard testimonies from families who've suffered and talk about this COVID and how bad it is. And imagine you're a parent and you see your kid going through that. I can't even begin to explain to you. I've not experienced it, but the stories that I've heard, they're horror stories. It's something we definitely would not want any of our kids, and in that you're helpless, that you probably can't even visit a kid if you're not infected, and imagine the kid is in the hospital. Let us start thinking like that as to the realities of the situation. So we need to have. I don't want my kids to be in the hospital and I can't visit. It has to. We have to protect ourselves, and we have to allow the authorities or make them know very clearly that this is something that we have to have a rethink. We have to think very clearly this through before we make any decisions about school reopening. Unfortunately, we have come down to that time which we must say goodbye. Today was a day of tears again, like Saturday, tears in that we had our very own Jackie Jackson in the house. And let me tell you this. She is such a person that have really uplifted our people. I want to say thank you, dear Jackie. You continue to do it, continue to be our ambassador, like so many other artists in Guyana. We're going to probably try to get Poonam Singh on the show sometime.
Yeah.
She has been another beautiful personality who has, with her song, her voice, have uplifted us in some ways or the other. And we continue to bring highlight the focus down on our people as we raise the bars when it comes to showcasing what Guyana has to offer. So a good day to all you hardworking artists out there. A good day to our policemen and women who have been over the last 5 months being in line, being at the police stations. A good day to our nurses and doctors who have sacrificed immense sacrifices for the people of Guyana. So I want to say good day to you too, and of course to the new government that is in place there. I want to say good day to you. Listen to the people. Continue to do what is necessary for this country without fear or favor, with transparency and accountability being the theme, and of course I want to say a good day to the opposition. We hope that you step up to the plate, that you go to Parliament and represent the more than 40% of people who would have voted for you. We need to do what is right for this country, what is the correct thing. And of course, all who have joined us or wherever you have joined us from today on Wake Up Guyana, I want to say thank you for being with us. It's been a pleasure. And if you're overseas and you join us, we know that many thousands have been hooked up with us here. A good day to you. And of course, I want to give Danielle the last word as we sign off for the day. We're going to be back with you tomorrow to keep your company and for you to keep our company as well here on the Wake Up Guyana Show 99.1, 99.5 on Kaieteur Radio. Over to you, Danielle.
All right, thank you. So at this time, I want to say again, thanks to all of you that have tuned in right here in Guyana, and even those of you that have been streaming us live on YouTube and our Facebook page as well. Thanks so much for the love and support that you have given us. We look forward to hearing from you again tomorrow 1:30 right here on Kaieteur Radio. With that being said, remember to be careful on the roadways. Look out for people that are simply not looking out for themselves, and take care of yourself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
COVID-19 tips sponsored by Dexo. 1. Practice social distancing. 2. Wear your mask when leaving the house. 3. Wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds using our Dex soap. 4. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze. Choose Dex soap for that extra cleanliness. Dex soap is affordable and available nationwide.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM.